Please welcome the performance team with a warm round of applause.
Fly me to the moon and let me play among the stars. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. In other words, hold my in other words, darling, kiss me. Feel my heart with song and let me sing forevermore. You are all I long for, or I worship and adore. In other words, please be true. In other words, I love you. Piano. Fly me to the moon and let me play Heaven, I'm in heaven, and my heart beats so that I can hardly speak, and I seem to find the happiness I seek when we are together dancing cheek to cheek. The cows that hung around me through the week seem to vanish like a gambler's lucky streak when we are together dancing cheek to cheek. Oh, I love to climb a mountain in a race the highest peak, but it doesn't thrill me much as dancing cheek to cheek. Oh, I love to go out fishing in a river or a creek, but I don't enjoy it half as much as dancing cheek to cheek. Come on and dance with me. I want my arms about you, touch arms about you. We carry the true heaven. I'm in heaven, and my heart beats so that I can hardly speak, and I seem to find the happiness I seek when we are together dancing cheek to cheek. 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 바람이 불어오는 곳, 그곳으로 가네. 그대의 머릿결 같은 나무 아래로. 바람이 불어오는 곳, 그곳으로 가네.
네, 정말 멋진
It was
공연이었습니다.
truly amazing
벌써
performance.
재즈의 팬이 된 것
It
같습니다.
seems that I've become a
평화를
fan of the team.
사랑하는 청년들의 마음이 담긴
With the moving
아름다운
performance embodying the heart of youth that holds peace dear, we have opened the 2019 International Youth Peace Conference. If we can give a big round of applause to the jazz team once again. Greetings to all the participants of the 2019 International Youth Peace Conference. I am Do-gyun Kim, the MC for today's event. The International Youth Peace Group, also known as the IPYG, has been carrying out peace work with a strong sense of duty to realize peaceful reunification on the Korean Peninsula and to build a peaceful world free of wars. We have here today many youth from Korea, the only divided nation in the world. I believe it is truly meaningful that youth have voluntarily prepared a platform to seek means to achieve the reunification and to spread a culture of peace. Despair is the death of youth, and the death of youth is the death of a nation. This is a famous saying from Dosan An Chang-ho, who called for independence via youth education. It means that youth need to thrive for a nation to do so. As youth have pioneered cultural development throughout history, I believe that today's event will also be a step forward to achieving peace in the future and the time for Korean youth to unite as one. Next, we'll invite General Director Young Min-jung to the stage for his opening address. Please welcome him.
Greetings to all the youth who came to participate in today's 2019 International Youth Peace Conference, celebrating the 2019 World Peace Summit. I'm Young Min-jung, the General Director of International Peace Youth Group, also known as the IPYG. And this morning, throughout the International Law Peace session, we had heavy topics, but I'm very glad to have this youth session starting with pleasant jazz performance. In my opening remarks, it could be heavy, however, since we are talking about the peace at this moment, I'd like to request everyone to enjoy this conference and create meaningful results through discussions together. And I'll now start my speech. Even at this moment, you're here sitting comfortably. In this world, however, there are conflicts and wars exist in this world. Even at this moment, in Syria, a lot of people are dying due to conflicts, and there's so many innocent lives being sacrificed due to terrorism. In 1960s, Korea achieved economic development that lifted itself into economic powerhouse. However, now we have reached the 10th largest economic powerhouse in the world. However, what we have to think about is that it's the risk of the South Korea. Although we have great security and safe place to live, we might not feel often. However, we are the only nation that is divided into two countries, and we are facing North Korea in a very close distance. Although we are from the same family, same group of people, however, we have drawn lines that we could not cross, and that's the reality of Korea. In these days, many people think that we are living peaceful lives, even in Korea, but also around the world. However, in reality, there are many people who are suffering from conflicts and discriminations and cannot enjoy their normal lives. Although some people can think that peace is guaranteed in normal lives, however, from the perspective of international relations and relations between states, peace has not been achieved. Therefore, it's a task that we need to accomplish as soon as possible. And it is essential for the two Koreas. Now is the time that we need a change for the unification, and IPYG, in collaboration with many youth, we are now working towards peace. In the history of Korea, the youth has played an important and pivotal role. When we think about the youth in here, we have to graduate from college, get a degree, and get a job. There are so many things we need to think about, however, and at the same time, we are living in this era by having those thoughts and concerns. However, it is time that we need to change our thoughts. For example, the March 1st independence movement was led by even high school students or those ones who are slightly older than high school students, and they were successfully led March 1st independence movement. And those who are making changes in the nation are the youth, college students who are in 20s. Those youth in this nation could be a cornerstone in changing the world. Therefore, everyone who are participating in here, depending on what kind of activities you perform or what kind of tasks that you embark on, we can change the future of this nation and the world. I believe that today's conference is not to just share about plain plans that we have made before. However, it's the time that we need to discuss about what's the value of the youth and what are the things that we can contribute to this nation and the world, and how can we make this world in a better way, and ask ourselves whether we have a power to make this world better. And I'd like to urge all of you to have open discussions to discuss about those agendas. For everyone who are participating in today's conference, please enjoy and please have open-ended discussions together. And this concludes my opening remarks. Greetings and welcome everyone. It was such an impressive remarks on peace vision of IPYG in the future. Let's give him another round of applause. IPYG is an NGO registered under UN ECOSOC, an organization under HWPL. IPYG was established with the goal that the youth can play a leading role in realizing world peace. Currently, IPYG is in collaboration with 851 organizations in 111 countries around the world. With the slogan, "Leaving the culture of peace as a legacy for future generations," IPYG is currently working and inspiring the international community as they are building the future of peace. Especially, IPYG Korea has been putting its utmost efforts to achieve peaceful reunification on the Korean Peninsula and to end 7-year-long division of the two Koreas. At this moment, we will watch a special video of the activities of IPYG in Korea and the world. After watching the video, Kim Ji-bum, IPYG Director, International Peace Youth Group, IPYG, will come to the stage and introduce about peace activities of IPYG in the future in Korea and its future plans and activities. Let us watch the video first. For the last 120 years in the history of the Korean Peninsula, they were always there when needed. During 36 years of Japanese colonization, we were in agony as our peace was taken away. Compulsory manpower draft and comfort woman and shrine worship. However, Enlightenment movement and March 1st independence movement, despite being in agony for many years in the history, youth in this nation became one and put their utmost efforts for peace of the next generation youth. Farewell to my father and mother. I'm heading to the valley where crowds are flying. While crossing 38 parallel and waving the Korean flag, skeletons will return if I'm not alive, from the diary of a young soldier during the Korean War. My only grief is that I only have one life to sacrifice for this nation. Yu Guan-sun, 17 years old. If your blood and bones are still there with you, let yourself become courageous fighter for your country. The last will of Yoon Bong-gil, 25 years old. My only hope is to have peace in Eastern countries and never again to see countries fight each other, but to see them in harmony. An Jung-gun, 31 years old. The youth who love their own country, with their determination to give world peace as a legacy for future generations and willingness to sacrifice themselves. What are the other works that we should do for peace? Now is the time to take an action for peace for our next generation. We need a new culture in new era. The wish for peaceful unification on the Korean Peninsula that was not accomplished yet. In order for our descendants to live in the land of peace, youth will become one and lead the era of peace as a culture. I want genuine world peace to be realized starting from Korea. I'm certain that we can achieve peace with our hands. My wish, from Baekbum Journal, written by Kim Gu. New youth culture, changing the world. We can make it. IPYG.
네, 반갑습니다. 전 IPI
Greetings.
과장
I am Jibom Kim, director of the IPYG.
2019 국제 청년 평화 컨퍼런스를
Thank you to all the participants who have come afar to take part in the 2019 International Youth Peace Conference.
전 세계
The IPYG is working together with over 5 million youth from 851 organizations in 111 countries.
111개국이라는 숫자는
111
대단한 숫자죠.
is not a small number.
전 세계 절반 이상의
Within
국가에
over half the world countries, we have IPYG youth,
평화를 위한 활동들을
and they are all working very hard for peace.
그렇다 보니 매일 아침 눈을 뜰
That is
때마다
why every morning when I open my eyes,
정말 다양한 활동에 대한
I receive many messages about activities they have carried out from all over the world.
메시지를 하나 받았는데
A couple of days ago, I received a video clip and messages. I played the video and I saw people dancing.
알고 보니
I was wondering what it was.
지역에 주민들이
It was a conflict-ridden country,
화해를 해서
but then they all came to reconciliation and they had a celebration.
우리 IPIG가
So
이런
they
것을
said
했다.
that in our region, the IPYG did this, and they were showing that through the video. And not only that, there was a university student
대통령과 대법원장에게 DPCW라고
to the head of state and the chief justice.
1000명의 학생들의
He has sent the letters of 1,000 university students urging for peace through peace letters.
라고 기쁜 소식을 보내고
And the student sent us messages that they gathered 1,000 letters. But at times,
가슴이 먹먹해지고 미어지는
there are
순간들도 많이
messages
있습니다.
that break my heart.
IPIG의 해외 프로그램 중에는
One of the IPYG's overseas programs include having heads of youth organizations gather through virtual meetings to talk about different projects and how we plan it and share it to network together. So it's a networking program.
모임에 참석해야 되는 한 인사가 있는데
There was a head that was supposed to take part in the meeting, but we couldn't contact him. We couldn't reach him for 3 days.
걱정되는 마음에
So with concern,
연락해서 알아봤더니
we tried to reach out to the local region, and what happened
나라가
was that
시에라라는 나라였는데.
the country was Sierra Leone. They had a huge flood.
나라였는데. 그리고 그 소식을 들은 날 저녁
And on the
메일이
evening
하나
of the day that I heard the news, I received a
그
mail.
친구로부터 온 메일이었는데
It was an email
지금 보시고
from
계신
the
이 영상이
person who
보내주셨어요.
leads the organization. This is the video he sent me.
그 친구는 이렇게 말합니다. 우리나라에
He
홍수가
says
나서
that there's huge flood in my country,
나의 학교와
my home, my
나의 친구들을
school,
모두 잃었어.
and my friends. I've lost them all.
우리를 위해 기도해줘.
He said, please pray for us.
또 한 번은
And there was another incident.
시리아의 한 청년 단체장과
There was a head of youth organization in Syria. We were supposed to have virtual meeting, but we
내가
couldn't
싫어서 그러나?
get in touch with him. I was wondering, does he not like me?
그리고 며칠이 지난 후
But a couple of days later,
영상과 함께 또다시 메시지가 도착했습니다.
I received another email with the video clip.
시리아의 그 지역에서 내전이
In
일어났고
the region of the Syria, there was civil war.
자신의 집이 모두 불탔으며
His house was burned down.
자신의 가족과
His
자신의
family,
친구들이
his friends,
모두 다 총에 맞아 죽었고
they were shot to death.
본인만 겨우
But he
생명을 건졌다.
barely managed to escape the war.
저는 이 일을 하면서
As I do
내가
my work,
대한민국에 태어난 것이
I thought that it is truly a blessing that I was born in Korea.
우리나라는 비록 전 세계 유일의 분단
Although Korea is the only divided nation in the world, as armistice has continued for a while, we're becoming stabilized, and our social network and security is becoming better and better. So as we lead our lives, we don't feel threats to our lives. We rarely do. As a result, when we say we work for peace in Korea, people feel less that it is needed or realistic. However, if we go abroad and listen to their stories, peace is something they desperately need. To them, these persistent wars need to end. That is why we show them the vision of the IPYG and our projects. When they listen to this, they're moved, and they actively get engaged in working together with us for peace. The IPYG's vision is this. We have two main visions. The first is that youth ourselves need to protect ourselves. When a war breaks out, the victims are mostly the youth. At a such young age, even before they enjoy the prime of their life, they end up dying on battle sites, but nothing can compensate for the loss. That is why the IPYG is saying that we need to protect our friends. And the second vision of the IPYG is to leave peace as a legacy to future generations. The world that we live in and the culture that we enjoy, there is something we have received from our forefathers. The society we make and the culture we make, our future generation will inherit them. Then, what is it that we want to pass down to our future generations? The most valuable heritage will be peace. That is why the IPYG is working for peace with these two visions across the globe. However, we're well aware youth gather our hearts and call out for peace, but that doesn't mean that peace is just achieved instantly. Hence, what we do is we look for ways to realize peace. And as a result, we were able to find an answer. What is the answer? To make a law. To make law that makes everyone establish peace. A law that every citizen needs to keep. When such law is established, then peace can be established. If peace can be legislated, we'll be able to make peace happen. That is why we are working
결의안으로 상정되어서
to support the
모든 나라가 지킬 수
DPCW
있게끔
so that all nations are able to keep it.
그리고 저희는 그것을 legislate
And we call that campaign the Legislate Peace.
그것을 실현하기 위한 대표적인 활동은 이런 활동입니다.
And to realize that one of what we do,
가장 평화로운 외침,
the call for peace,
평화 걷기입니다.
it is the peace walk.
매년 5월 25일이 되면
Every year
전 세계의 청년들은
on May
각자의
25th,
나라에서 걷기 대회를 진행합니다.
all youth carry out peace walk in their respective countries and they shout legislate peace.
우리말로는 평화를 법으로 만들자.
It means to make peace established through law, and that to make that happen we need law.
평화 걷기는
This peace walk we began in 2013
10만 명이 참여하고 있으며
has been participated by millions of people,
늘어나고 있습니다.
and we see people gathered every time.
네,
Shall we see
이것은
with pictures?
프랑스고요.
This is France.
체코입니다.
This is Czech Republic.
이와 같이 전 세계의 청년들은
As we can see, international youth
이 평화의 국제법이
are having peace walk to endorse the DPCW, which legislates peace, and they continue to shout the slogan "Legislate Peace" for this.
저희 대표적인 또 다른 사업은
Our representative project
평화의 손편지입니다.
is to write peace letters.
어떻게 하면 청년들의 목소리를
How are we able to deliver the voices of the youth to the heads of leaders,
직접
heads of states? We thought that it'd be best if we send handwritten letters.
지금까지 전 세계에 있는 우리 IPIG 청년들이
That is why international peace youth groups members have sent letters to national leaders, chief justices,
그 수는
to urge their support for the DPCW. And we have over 600,000 of them sent. And we're also receiving replies.
전 세계 19개국에
In 19 countries,
국가 지도자들이
22 national leaders have replied to us. They have shown their endorsement to the activities of the IPYG. And to make sure that the world becomes a peaceful place, they said that they'll put in their utmost effort.
이렇게 IPIG는
As we can see,
내일이라는 세상의 주인공인 청년들이
the IPYG
직접 세상을 바꿔 나가려고 합니다.
is trying to have the youth, who are the heroes of the future, take active role in establishing peace. That is why our slogan is, "We are tomorrow's decision makers."
저는 이 얘기를 오늘 이 자리에서 우리 한반도의
Today, at this time, I want to bring the topic to the theme of Korea's reunification. Korea remains divided at this moment.
분단을 겪고 있습니다.
We're having complicated situations.
생각을 해볼 수 있는데
You think in three perspectives. The first one is division in territory.
1945년
In 1945,
북한에 각각
in South and North Korea,
북한이 들어오면
each of Soviet Union forces and U.S. forces came together, and there was 38th parallel line crossed, and there has been a division in territory created. In 1948,
남과 북에 각각의 정치 체제가
after division in territory, there was a division in political system as each of the government of Korea were introduced. However, even until that time, we had the same
굉장히 강하게 남아 있었지만
mindset that we are from the same group of people.
동포애를
In addition,
사라지게 만든 일이 있었습니다.
however, there was a
여러분들이 잘 아시는
tragedy
1950년
that divided us into two. In 1950, as most of you are well aware of, as the tragedy of the Korean War.
서로가 서로를
Because of those,
남이라고 생각하는 정서적 분단으로까지 이어졌습니다.
now the two Koreas have led into the division in their emotions, and it's lasted for more than 70 years. The reason the prolonged division is a very serious problem. I'd like to tell you about 2 points. The first one is this one. According to the research that has been done in 2016, it says the language system itself from South and North Korea has been differentiated more than 38%, as the language itself is the indicator of the thoughts and our mindsets. So we can think in this way that over the course of the last 7 years, we have made ourselves differentiated, and we have more important problems internally. According to the research that has been done by ASEAN Institute for Policy Studies in 2018, it says, although people were having this feeling that we are from the same group of people, especially those elderly people, however, when it comes to young people like those who are in 20s, they have more perceptions towards North Korean people that they're not neighbors, but they're strangers. More than 50% of them are thinking in that way. Like youth, like us, maybe if we think about this concept that we need to make peaceful unification with passion, maybe that will not touch our heart. We were born with the divided nations, and we did not have an opportunity to meet actually those North Korean people face to face. However, at this moment, I'd like to urge the importance of the peaceful unification of the Korean Peninsula for the sake of the development of the Korea in economic manner. And I'd like to tell you an important point for unification. This is a report from the National Assembly Budget and Policy Bureau in 2014. If we imagine that we achieved the unification of the Korean Peninsula, our GDP will quadruple, 4 times bigger than now, from $1.4 trillion to $5.5 trillion, which is 4 times of the current GDP. And the GDP per capita will increase from 29,000 USD to 7.79,000 USD. So from out of like top 20 countries, we will reach into top 10 country in terms of GDP per capita. It is not only because we need unification because we are from the same group of people, but from the economic perspective, we need the unification. Aren't we the future of the Korean Peninsula? Then, if that's the case, we need to make this Korean Peninsula better in the future. After a long time passed, our descendants will think in this way. Although the two Korea has been united and maintained united for more than 5,000 years, but only separated for 70 years, why didn't you take an action for unification? And I like to think in this way. Everyone wishes for unification, and it's their dream. However, it has not been realized in an easy manner. According to, from June to August this year, we conducted a survey, a total of 10,000 people, about the perception on peace. And Korean people have better perception on self-determination that people of its own country needs to determine its future, and surrounding countries need to respect its decisions. So we can interpret this survey as that Korean people are yearning for peace and peaceful unification on the Korean Peninsula. Therefore, IPYG has been leading the campaigns for peaceful unification of the Korean Peninsula, and I believe that this is the most valuable activities that youth can do in the 21st century. Have you ever heard about a campaign called 통일아 남북해? This campaign was hosted in order to improve the perceptions regarding peaceful unification of the Korean Peninsula. We have hosted experts in subject matter with regard to North Korean policies, and we have discussed about what could be our roles that we can play, what are the tasks that we can play. In addition, we also have
이와 같이
planned a musical show in
남북을 주제로 한
demonstration of peaceful unification and also exhibitions to improve the perceptions towards unification on the Korean Peninsula.
우리 IPIG는 국내에서 이 한반도
IPYG has been working consistently in Korea, and we believe that
적극적으로 나서야 된다고 생각합니다.
the most important thing that we need to do is to change the perception of young people in Korea. Therefore, we are working with two
첫 번째는
missions, two core missions. First is
우리가 한반도의 평화 통일을 이루자.
we need to achieve peaceful unification on the Korean Peninsula. That's the first mission. So we have been leading those peaceful unification campaigns so far, and in accumulation we have more than 12,000 people who made an attendance on those types of events, and we will continue these types of campaigns until we achieve peaceful
우리
unification.
청년들이 주체가 되어
Therefore,
청년들이 하나가 되어서 같이 한반도의 평화 통일을
us, the youth, by becoming one, if we work together,
우리 또한
like as the cases of East and West Germany unification, it is possible that we can make the unification on the Korean
이와
Peninsula.
같이
With those objectives,
평화 통일을 위하여
IPYG is currently working for peaceful unification on the Korean Peninsula.
저희의 활동은
Another core mission that we are
대한민국 안에
doing
평화라는 것이 문화가 될 수 있도록
is that
평화의 문화를 창조하고 전파하자라는 활동을 하고 있습니다.
we are focusing on emphasizing the spreading the culture of peace,
저희는 청년들이
making
나서서
peace
우리
as a culture.
지역과 사회와
As you can look at
국가의
the picture,
어려움들과 문제들을 해결해 나가고
we are resolving difficulties and problems
더 좋은 세상을 만들기 위하여
created from local districts, etc., and
청년들끼리 모여 나라의 발전에
provide
대해서
these
고민하고
voluntary services to those who are in need.
이러한 평화
and
문화의
make-
전파 사업을 해 나가고
And we've been leading the campaigns
오늘 이 자리에
in spreading the culture of
여러분들께
peace.
부탁드리고 싶은 말씀이 있습니다.
I'd like to urge every single one of you who are in attendance today,
함께 일해 나가는 겁니다.
please work together with IPYG.
그런데 이것이 우리 IPYG를 위해서 일해 달라는 것이
However, I'm not urging you to work just for IPYG.
대한민국과
Please work together with us for the sake of peace on the Korean Peninsula and development of Korea's and its prosperity and the future
우리
of peace.
IPYG의 비전과
I briefly went over the vision of IPYG and domestic and abroad activities that have been done by IPYG.
라운드 테이블에서
In shortly, we will have a roundtable session
우리 사회가
which will-
수 있을지에 대해서 논의하는 시간이 진행됩니다.
And during those roundtable sessions, we will discuss about
IPIG와 함께 해주시기를
the concepts and ideas, how we can make better
바라고 그것을 통해서 우리가
world
우리
and peaceful unification.
주인공인 우리 청년들이
as we are the future
함께 만들어 나갔으면
of the world. Let us all work together to make future brighter. Thank you. This concludes my speech.
네, 청년들의 힘으로 이룬
The achievements of the IPYG's international effort for peace are truly remarkable.
다시 한번 큰 박수
If we can give another round of applause.
지금부터는
Now, with the theme of youth throughout the future of the Korean Peninsula, we hope to have discussions grouped by regions on means to work together to spread a culture of peace on the Korean Peninsula. Before we begin the roundtable session, there are a couple of announcements. The session will be held for approximately 30 minutes. For those sitting in the roundtables in the front, please follow the lead of the moderator from the IPYG in each table as you get engaged engaged in discussions. For those seated at the back in the audience seats, please write out and share with us any plans you or your organization can put into practice for peace. After the discussion has been concluded, we'll take time to listen to a couple of people who hope to share their plans. Afterward, we'll request a couple of persons from the round table to swap plans they have in mind to work together with the IPYG. I sincerely hope that this becomes a meaningful time to gather our hearts and minds concerning peaceful reunification of the two Koreas and spreading a culture of peace. For those who have any questions, please ask the staff nearby. Shall we begin?
평화 실현을 위한 구체적이고 의미 있는 논의들이
I now see active and detailed discussions for realization of peace. Now we have about 10 minutes to finish up the discussion. Please be aware that the roundtable discussion will conclude in 10 minutes.
장내에 계신 여러분께 알려드립니다.
Brief announcement. We only have 5 minutes left for discussion session. Please conclude your discussion and wrap up your ideas and discussions. Once again,
이제 토론 시간이
I'd like to inform you that we only have 5 minutes left. Please wrap up your discussion.
네, 유익한 시간 되셨나요?
Did you have meaningful discussion time?
곳곳에서 열띤 토론이
I was able to observe active discussions, sharing different ideas and concepts.
청년
I'm
여러분들의
certain that your active participation at this time will certainly become a cornerstone in leading us into peace in the future.
특별히 이번 시간에는
Especially at this time, we'll have our audience to talk on their plans for spreading cultural peace on the Korean Peninsula.
평화를 위한 다짐과
If you'd like to share your plans or pledges for peace, please raise your hand.
네. 저기 한 분
Yes,
들어주셨는데요.
there's one who raised their hand, and please state your institution and your name first.
네, 안녕하세요. 저는 무역회사에
Hello.
일하고 있는 회사원 백보경이라고
I'm
합니다.
Baek Bo-kyung, currently working at trading company.
저는 오늘 저희 회사 학습 멘토링 동호회 대표로
I'm here on behalf of the Study Mentor Club
회사는 동호회 활동을 지원해 주는데
from our company. My company supports club activities like Study Mentor Club, and in an intention to
동호회를 5년 전에
perform or conduct meaningful activities, our Study Mentor Club was created 5 years ago, and I've been working here for 2 years. I'm a manager of this club, and I'm in charge of external affairs for partnerships. We visit once a week places such as child care center and district tutoring sessions run by volunteers, and we teach low-income group students subjects such as English and mathematics. And we have connections with the North Korean defector health group, so we are tutoring those defector students. And as we are communicating with those students, we got to notice that they are facing difficulties in adjusting the lives of South Korea. And through the communication with them, I was able to notice that I had a lot of misperceptions towards those North Korean defector students. And throughout the session, I've contemplated on what kind of roles that we can play and what are the tasks that we can do. And there are 2 activity plans that we have set together. Firstly, we'd like to create a platform for mutual exchange of ideas between North Korean defector students and South Korean students. By connecting the defector students tutoring sessions and district tutoring sessions, we can create a platform for exchange of ideas and their experiences. And through this platform, they can gain the sense of belongings. And in addition, they'll be able to gain actual help in adjusting the lives in South Korea and learning the culture. In addition, they can learn, South Korean students can also learn about North Korean defectors and the unification, and also gain new perceptions towards the necessity of having unification of the Korean Peninsula. A second activity plan, we have came up with a plan that we conduct cultural education sessions, especially with regard to North Korea. We add once a week, 1 hour, an education session talking about the culture of the North Korean defectors. As North Korean defectors are from the same group of people of Korea, and as we get to talk and exchange each other and try to understand their thought process and culture, I think the unification of the Korean Peninsula will no longer be difficult, and it's possible to realize it. Because, therefore, if we can make partnerships with the leaders in different groups, I think it is possible to achieve those goals. That concludes my part. Thank you. Thank you.
많은 것들을 고민해 주셨는데요.
I think you have contemplated on so many topics in a short time. I was able to feel your passion for peace. Let us give them another round of applause.
네, 한 분만 더 발표를
I'd like to hear from one more person.
자신의 계획을 발표하시.
If you are willing to share your plans and ideas for peace, please raise your hand.
네, 이번에도 딱 한 분이 들어주셨습니다.
Yes, there is one person who raised his hand or her hand.
네, 발표 부탁드립니다.
Please go ahead.
안녕하세요. 저는 고려대학교
Greetings, I'm Hwang Han-sor. I majored in North Korean Studies at Korea University.
이 자리에는 IPYG 서포터즈로
I attended here as a IPOIG supporters, and I'd like to extend my sincere appreciation for inviting me out here, as I was able to learn about the cruelty of the Korean War from my grandfather, who is a Korean War veteran, and he usually told me that there should be no war because I was able to experience the cruelty of war. And as he told me, although he warned against the cruelty of the Korean Wars, but the Korean Peninsula is keep facing the challenges and also get into the situation of tensions between two Koreas. So regardless of South and North Korea, there are plans for unification. However, due to the different ideas and stance, it's not being realized. By looking back the history of the Korean Peninsula, the unification was not done in a way that they have thought. For example, what needed most is the opinions of citizens of each country. In the end, those countries who achieved unification were due to the actions taken by the citizens. I have attended many conferences and lectures with regard to unification, and the conclusion was always the same. The conclusion was we need to put utmost efforts to achieve it, but there is no discussions regarding detailed plans and the agendas that we need to work on. However, IPYG has been working hard consistently the need for unification. As soon as I started to work as IPYG supporters, I've been taking actions and I've been contemplating on what other activities that I can actually perform. Firstly, I'd like to promote and advertise about IPYG activities and think together on what kind of activities that we can do. In addition, I will create some sessions that we can get to know about North Korea in general. In addition, I'll invite experts in North Korea so that we can hear their opinions. And I'd like to collaborate with IPYG on that session. And I'll do my best at my place to achieve those goals. And I sincerely wish that the Korean Peninsula can achieve the peaceful unification of the Korean Peninsula. And I hope that in the center of that effort, we can work together. Thank you so much.
네, 발표를 정말 잘해주셨는데요.
Thank you for your great insight.
평화를 위해 의견 주신 모든
Let us give another round of applause who will share their ideas for peace.
이제 청중석뿐 아니라 라운드 테이블
In addition to discussions from audiences, we had insightful discussions from round tables. Let us hear from our
해외 기빈 한 분과
VIPs from abroad and Korea
협력 사업에 대한
for their ideas. Let's have one VIP who is willing to share his own idea. Let's welcome him
기빈께 IPYG
and hear his plan
청해 듣도록
with IPYG for peace.
먼저
Firstly,
마나ung 청년 네트워크
we'll now have a speech from Aung Din-tu, Executive Director of Maung
이사님은
Min-tu.
마나ung 청년 네트워크
Director Aung Min-tu has been working for peace in Myanmar as an Executive Director of Manung Youth Network Group. Let us welcome him with a round of applause.
I'm really excited. And then it's all the young people here. It's my second time. I'm really, really happy to be here. Before I started, I'm a little bit talkative, but I need to be with this. Okay. Okay, I will start. Good day, distinguished guests. It's really, really pleasure to be to meet all of you today. And first of all, I would like to appreciate to Mr. Chairman Mahanli, Mr. Mahanli, as well as IPYG, all the person, IPYG teams, for giving me this chance to be here. I fly far from here. Any translation?
네, 안녕하십니까. 내외 귀빈 여러분, 오늘 여러분을 뵙게 되어 매우 기쁘게 생각합니다. 가장 먼저 발제의 기회를 주신 HWPL의 이만희 대표님과 또 IPYG 측에 초대해 주셔서 감사하다는 말씀을 드리고 싶습니다. 정말 멀리서 왔는데 여러분을 뵙게 되어 정말 기쁘게 생각합니다.
My name is Aung Min Thu, who is a Myanmar youth and an honest supporter of world peace, as well as the unification of Korean Peninsula.
저는 세계의 평화와 한반도의 평화 통일을 적극적으로 지지하는 미얀마 청년 아웅 민투입니다.
Just as conflicts are happening around the world, around in many places around the world, so are the regions where I was born. And every day, every single day is fighting in my area. But my soul is with them, even though I'm here.
세계 곳곳에서 분쟁이 일어나고 있듯이 제가 태어난 곳에서도 마찬가지였습니다. 정말 매일같이 이러한 분쟁을 겪었어야 했고 그렇기 때문에 몸은 이 자리에 있지만 마음은 항상 그곳에 있습니다.
Most of the young people cannot go to school when the war is occur. What will happen to the children in the future? So they finally cannot receive proper education. The dream of the children, the dreams, the thousands of dreams gone, and I am experiencing really. This experience has taught me in how terrible war is and how to destroy a generation.
대부분의 청년들은 전쟁이 발발하면 학교에 갈 수 없습니다. 그렇다면 아이들은 장차 어떻게 될까요? 결국 제대로 된 교육을 받지 못하고 수천 개의 꿈들이 사라지게 될 것입니다. 이러한 경험을 통해 저는 전쟁의 참혹함을 배웠고 동시에 한 세대가 어떻게 무너지는지 알게 되었습니다.
A few years ago, I was a real war refugee, and I was assigned to particular refugee camp.
몇 년 전 저는 전쟁 난민이 되었습니다. 정말 전쟁이 발생했고 그 당시 난민이 되어서 한 난민 캠프에 배치되었습니다.
And there I started an education activity for the youth and was working an educator in a school of immigrant. There is Myanmar and Thai-Burma border. That was.
당시 저는 그곳에서 청소년들을 돕기 위한 교육 활동을 시작했고 또 이민자 학교에서 아이들을 가르쳤습니다. 미얀마에 있는 한 지역에서 일어난 일이었습니다.
So, and in order to support youth from the region and also in Myanmar, I set up an organization named Man Youth Networking Group as organization executive director in years of 2011.
그리고 해당 지역 청년들을 돕기 위해 2011년 마나웅 청년 네트워킹 그룹을 만들어 지금껏 단체에서 상임이사로 활동하고 있습니다.
Since then, I have worked in national and regional or national level in terms of youth development.
그리고 그 이후로 저는 지역적으로 또 국가적인 차원에서 청소년의 발전 분야에서 일을 해왔습니다.
Okay, so through participating in the IPYG activity, I have I have come to realize the true value and identity of youth.
저는 IPYG의 활동에 참여하면서 청년이 가진 그 고유의 가치와 정체성을 깨닫게 되었습니다.
The aim of IPYG Vision is that youth should become a main part of peace to prevent any conflicts from occurring and to attain peace in the long run.
평화가 지속되고 모든 분쟁이 발생하지 않도록 청년들 스스로가 평화의 주체가 되자는 것이 IPYG의 비전입니다.
Since the years 2015, youth and citizens from Myanmar have been joining the vision of IPYG.
그리고 2015년부터 미얀마 청년들과 시민들 역시 IPYG의 비전에 함께하고 있습니다.
Okay. So the region like Yangon, Mandalay, Ayeyarwady, the various events such as peace pictures drawing, peace work, and peace seminar, peace song contest, and other peace activity were conducted.
미얀마 양곤과 만달레이, 에야와디 등 여러 지역에서 평화 그림 그리기, 평화 걷기, 평화 세미나, 평화 노래 부르기 등 다양한 활동들을 진행해 왔습니다.
Also, Yangon of Myanmar had been having the 5th anniversary of the War Summit on the 31st August this year.
그리고 올해 8월 31일 미얀마 양곤 지역에서 9.18 평화 만국회의 5주년 기념식을 개최하기도 했습니다.
Here is the youth at the beginning of HWPL peace activity. The chairman of HWPL, Mr. Mahili, was the veteran of the Korean War in 1950 when he was a student.
HWPL의 평화 활동 시작에는 우리 청년들이 있었습니다. HWPL 이만희 대표님은 1950년 6.25 당시 학도병으로 참전하셨다고 들었습니다.
When the war occurred, students and young people are many of sacrifice and killed without power.
전쟁이 발발하면 청년과 학생들이 희생당하고 목숨을 잃게 됩니다.
Nothing can compensate for the life of young people like flower.
꽃 같은 청년들의 짓밟힌 삶을 어찌 보상하겠습니까?
Therefore, Chairman Lee said that he promised to build peaceful war so that the war would not repeat itself, considering fallen comrades.
그렇기에 이 대표님은 목숨을 잃은 전우들을 생각하며 다시는 전쟁이 되풀이되지 않도록 평화로운 세상을 만들겠다고 다짐하셨다고 들었습니다.
I was greatly impressed by his emotion and passion and his steady practical ability for peace.
저는 이러한 대표님의 평화를 이루고자 하는 그 동기와 열정 그리고 꾸준한 실천에 큰 감동을 받았습니다.
Last year, when I attended the 4th annual commemoration, the September 18 War Summit, he asked a favor to young people from all over the world. And when we returned to home, and after the event, Chairman Lee asked us to work with the country youth and the students for peace as one.
작년 개최된 평화 만국회의 4주년 기념식에 참석했을 때 이만희 대표님은 전 세계 청년들에게 한 가지를 부탁하셨습니다. 행사 후 본국에 돌아갔을 때 해당 나라의 청년, 학생들과 하나 되어서 평화를 위해 일해달라고 말입니다.
When I listened his speech and IPYG activities, I thought, yes, it is my dream I was looking for. I really nice to meet Chairman Mahin Lee and all the IPYG team, IWPG.
그리고 저는 HWPL 대표님의 말씀을 듣고 또 IPYG의 활동을 보면서 이게 내가 꿈꾸던 바다라고 생각했습니다. 그리고 정말 이렇게 뵙게 되어서 너무나도 기쁘다고 생각했습니다.
I was really motivated. So as the result, and when I went back my own home country, I start thinking, and then I build a school for young people named Plot Change Maker. Plot is positive change maker. I built that.
너무나도 큰 감명을 받았고 저는 그 마음을 가지고 미얀마로 돌아가 플러스 체인지 메이커, 즉 긍정적인 변화의 주역이란 의미를 가진 청년들을 위한 학교를 세우게 되었습니다.
After the event, I will return to my school as a principal because my students are waiting for me, and implement of IPYG Peace Education curriculum. Through the IPYG Peace Education curriculum, during about 7 months, young people probably will realize their empowerment into peace, into positive way for peace.
저는 이번 행사가 끝나면 교장으로 재직 중인 학교로 돌아가서 또 기다리고 있는 학생들에게 IPYG의 평화 교육을 경험할 수 있는 기회를 제공하고자 합니다. 약 7개월간 진행될 IPYG의 평화 교육을 통해서 청년들은 평화를 위해 본인이 가지고 있는 주권을 긍정적인 방향으로 실현할 수 있게 될 것입니다.
Furthermore, I will do my utmost to try that peace education and the culture of peace activity will apply throughout Myanmar by signing the MOU between HWPL and school, which will be carried out from IPYG Peace Education curriculum.
또한 저는 평화 교육을 시행한 학교와 HWPL이 MOU를 체결하여 평화 교육 및 평화 문화가 미얀마 전역에 전파될 수 있도록 최선을 다하겠습니다.
Ladies and gentlemen, young people, or the leaders here, countless people from the entire world are voicing out their worry and their concern regarding your homeland, as well as Korean Peninsula.
내외 기빈 여러분 그리고 청년 여러분, 전 세계 수많은 사람들이 여기 계신 분들의 조국인 한반도에 대한 우려와 또 걱정을 목소리 내고 있습니다.
This generation, we need to awake awareness and decisive action from the youth who will bring all the separation and division together as one.
현 시대에 속한 우리는 청년들의 의식을 일깨우고 행동력을 키워서 분열되고 나뉜 것들을 하나로 만들어야 합니다.
The peace activity will begin through you, and it will be established as a new culture of youth.
평화 활동은 여러분을 통해서 시작됩니다. 그리고 이는 새로운 청년의 문화로 자리 잡게 될 것입니다.
At the time of crossroad of war, peace, let the youth in the forefront to urge the civil society and become the one in the name of peace.
전쟁과 평화의 갈림길에 서 있는 지금 우리 청년들이 앞장서서 시민사회를 촉구하고 평화 아래 하나가 됩시다.
And let's spread the culture of peace around the world so the war would not happen again, and to make a Republic of Korea beautiful and shiny.
또한 다시는 전쟁이 일어나지 않도록 평화 문화를 전 세계에 전파하고 대한민국을 아름답고 빛나게 만듭시다.
I promise to work together and to achieve unification of Korean Peninsula and the world peace, which is our dream, to turn into reality.
저는 우리가 꿈꾸는 세계 평화와 또 한반도의 평화 통일이 이루어질 때까지 함께 뛸 것을 약속드립니다.
You see that I've been working so much and other of my young people working here. So I'm from Myanmar and IPYG started in Korea. I really like it. I really love it. I'm really into it. Okay? So now let us begin with IPYG and we are one. Thank you.
아시다시피
저는 미얀마에서 왔고 한국에서 시작한 IPYG와 사랑에 빠졌습니다. 정말 너무 좋습니다. 우리 IPYG와 함께 시작합시다. 우리는 하나입니다.
네, 발제해 주신 아웅민투 상임이사님
Thank you so much for Aung Min-tu for your speech.
하나입니다.
As you are well aware of it, we are one. Let's give him another round of applause.
다음은 송현아.
Next, we will have a speech from Song Hyuna, branch head of student group, Sungkyunkwan Confucianism Student Association, Gwangju Metropolitan City, South Korea. Ms. Song has discussed on Peace Street project together with IPYG. Let's welcome Ms. Song and listen to her Peace Project overview.
큰 박수로 맞이
Let's welcome her with a round of applause.
안녕하십니까.
Greetings.
광주광역시 성균관 청년유도회
I'm Song Hyuna, branch head of student group, Sungkyunkwan Confucianism Student Association.
부담스러워서 거절을 할까 하다가
I felt a lot of pressure in the beginning when I got this offer to stand up here. However, I had some comments to make, so I accepted the offer, and I'd like to extend my sincere appreciation for inviting me and giving me this opportunity to speak up.
제가 너무 이 자리를 해가지고 너무 떨리는데 그래도 이쁘게
I'm a little bit nervous, but please bear with me with my speech.
청년유도회는
Sungkyunkwan Confucianism Student Association was created based on youth movements based on Confucianism, and it belongs to Sungkyunkwan, seeking for restoration of ethics and harmony among culture of humanity. As emphasized in the Confucianism, it is focusing on the phrase called 수신제가 주국평천하, meaning that the strength and peace of a nation derives from the integrity of the home. Especially, it was created in 1976 to realize the fourth article called Daedo, meaning great path in Confucianism. As our main project, it includes culture-oriented events such as Confucianism Young Leader Training, seminars and conferences for promotion of Confucianism. In addition, we have hosted events such as 사상결례 and 향음주례, where Confucian scholars gather together for greetings and conduct activities in remembrance and in furtherance of its traditions, the traditions of Confucianism. And it is to extend the traditions furthermore in the future. Likewise, the Sungkyunkwan Student Association, based on the spirit of Confucianism, it seeks the harmony with the youth. In addition, it strives to continue the tradition of the Confucianism culture. However, when you think about Confucianism, what kind of ideas pop up in your mind? Many of you might think about Confucian scholar, boredom, or elderly people. However, in the center of Confucianism, there are three fundamental principles and the five moral disciplines in human relations. And in early Joseon dynasty, those three fundamental principles and five moral disciplines were inscribed in our hearts and bones. At this moment, because of many difficulties such as getting jobs and finishing their degrees and other realistic difficulties, it is very sad that we will not be able to focus more on manners and morals based on Korean traditions. In addition, therefore, the headquarters of Gwangju Metropolitan City of the Sungkyunkwan Youth Group Association has established a headquarters. In last August, we have established a student branch with participation of 300 enlightened youth by conducting opening ceremony of Sungkyunkwan Youth Association. Dear participants, in order to make
청년입니다.
Throughout the history, there has been always a turning point in history, and there has been always youth in the center of that turning point.
그 청년들은
Right now,
시대를 사명 정신을 띠고
the youth that I just have mentioned have changed the world with the sense of responsibility.
전 세계가 바라고
Beyond Korea,
시대적
the world, and heaven, the most important mission of this era could be defined as peace. Although the era has been changing fast, however, there is a value that should not be changed at all. It is the fact that the youth should have the sense of duty for peaceful unification of the Korean Peninsula. In addition, the youth at this moment needs to have this sense of responsibility to achieve peaceful unification. Although you can think unification is difficult, but it's very simple. I know an answer, a method for peace. Would you like to participate with me together if I let you know? It is gathering our hearts and power together. If we focus on one task, then our spirits and hearts will not be divided. And if we can put our energy together and make a strong one, then it could be an energy that could resolve anything, any types of tasks. Therefore, the student branch of Sungkyunkwan Student Association at Gwangju Metropolitan City will strive its best to work with HWPL, Peace Education, Curriculum, and IPYG in order to promote the works of peace. In addition, we'll focus also on manner education so that youth can gain the elementary level of manners and they can become mature in their hearts. Although we're starting from Gwangju City in Korea, but starting from Gwangju, we'll go over to Jeonnam province and also towards the youth all over the Korea, and we will collaborate with them and we will promote the spirit of manners and ethics. With the participation of the youth who loves for peace, I think it is possible and realizable. The Gwangju branch Sungkyunkwan Confucianism Association will actively participate in IPYG peace spreading activities with collaboration of IPYG. Including Gwangju, we will establish a student branch and work together with that branch by gathering their hearts as one and work for peace based on their characteristics. Do you know what's the topic of today's conference? It is called Peaceful Unification of the Korean Peninsula and Spreading a Culture of Peace. At the same time, today is the day that is the first anniversary of Panmunjom Declaration, where when two leaders from two Koreas gathered together and shook their hands together for the future of peaceful unification of the Korean Peninsula. I hope that you can become a cornerstone for a historical day for peaceful unification. Let's all move together for beautiful Korea and peaceful Korea. Thank you.
네, 발표 감사합니다.
Thank you for the wonderful remarks. Please give her a big round of applause once again.
다음으로는 최한국 전주시 사회.
Next, we'll invite Mr. Hanguk Che, who is the head of 4-H Youth Agriculture Society. He will introduce peace culture projects he'll put into practice together with the IPYG in Jeonju City to spread a culture of peace. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome him to the stage. Greetings. I'm the head of Jeonju City's Youth Agriculture Society. Before greetings, it is my pleasure to stand here, and I'm grateful to the IPYG for inviting me to this meaningful event. The society I belong to focuses on 4H, head, heart, hand, and health, and focuses on fostering decent talents for the city of Jeonju, and we focus on education and volunteering activities. I've taken part in the IPYG's peace activities before, and through those events, I have felt that youth becoming one and realizing peace are possible. And this time, when I heard that youth leaders across Korea are going to gather to come up with a solution to achieve peace and development of Korea, I thought I should be there. So with a passionate heart, I come to today's event. The agriculture field that I belong to is something all citizens took part in, but through industrial development, people came to appreciate it less and less. However, there's no one free of agricultural products. Also, at a time where people focus more and more on quality of life, people are paying attention to agriculture once more, and there are more people returning to rural areas and taking the role of farmers. 100 years ago, Korea was under colonialism, and for freedom, people have gathered their hearts regardless of gender, and we have gained independence. However, there was the Korean War, and we felt the desperate need for peace once again. And now that we're economically stabilized, we are feeling the less need for peace, and they're appreciating it less. This is the reality we're facing today. However, I believe that focus on agriculture and its importance again shows that peace projects will also be highlighted again. Through agriculture, we're able to learn the mindset and wisdom of forefathers, and one of them is communal labor. It means that people gather to pull through. I believe that this communal work is something we can apply to peace projects. It may seem it's difficult to achieve peace, but when youth become one, I believe it is possible. People may wonder, what can I do? But we should think, what can I do with what I have to help establish peace? With this mindset, if we work together, we will be able to achieve peace. This is something I would like to emphasize, especially today. Currently, youth focus on getting jobs and getting higher salaries, and we're living in a continuous competitive society. And calling for peace at such a time may seem unrealistic. However, to Korea, which is the only divided nation in the world, peace is more important than anything else. For Korea to exist, there are people who have sacrificed their lives. They were at our age or even younger, and thanks to their devotion and dedication, Korea is able to exist. This is something we all need to keep in mind. I'm a person who works in the field of agriculture and forestry. The reason I work for peace is because I believe that it is a culture, not some grand project. After having many discussions with the IPYG, we have come up with a project to work together on. Jeonju City is well known for keeping the heritage of forefathers, and there's the Hanok village, which is a village of traditional houses of Korea. And because it has those traditional houses, it is somewhere where many tourists come to. What we plan to do is promote it not as a hot tourist destination, but to promote it as a place for people to experience the mindset and lifestyle of our forefathers. My agriculture society, we focus on 4H, and by utilizing the values of 4H and adopting peace ideas together, we thought that this would be a good project. Hence, on August, we had a house of an independence fighter located in Jeonju City, and in Dongwon, where which served as a city hall, we had a project carried out. And we promoted that there were places where people can look at how past were. And we also had street projects to show the culture of peace. But we won't stop here. In rural areas, we're going to have mural paintings and also help plant 1,000 trees to make a green garden. So together with the IPYG, we'll have a project to make a street showing the culture of peace. And also, if we have opportunities, we will gladly take part in any other volunteering activities together with the IPYG. Many people will think there's nothing we can do for peace. And I myself thought that there's no way I could contribute to establishing peace. However, everyone, regardless of who it is, if they're able to do one nice thing where they stand, I believe that will lead to peace. It is just as civilians have gathered here for the purpose of establishing peace. Next year, I hope to be able to brief you on the achievements we have made by working together with the IPYG. And also, everyone here, I hope that you'll take part in peace activities so that we're able to establish peace on Earth. Thank you.
네, 이렇게 보니 평화 문화를 실현할 수 있는 방법은 정말 많은 것.
But listening to his speech, I believe that there are so many ways to realize the culture of peace. Please give them another round of applause.
이렇게 여러 발제자께서 IPYG와 함께 협력.
Today we had different types of peace projects suggested by different speakers, and I hope that next year I can hear some of those shining achievements next year today. Please give them another round of applause.
오늘 참석하신 여러분과 많은
With the
단체들이
participants of today,
파트너십을 맺고 보다 긴밀하고 견고한
many of your participants and organizations will
우리가 이 토론에서 나눈
sign IPYG
의견들이 보다
partnership agreement with IPYG, and if we can do so, I believe that we can
IPYG 파트너십
make more achievements and realize peace in the future. Next, we have IPYG partnership signing ceremony. Those who are sitting on the round tables, please ask for partnership agreement to your discussion leader.
서로 구성되어 있습니다.
Those agreements consist of two types. One is DPW support agreement, and another one is partnership agreement
되겠습니다.
with IPYG.
서명을 진행하기 전에
Prior to signing
앉아 계신
the partnership agreement,
분들을 향하여 의자
those who are sitting at the tables, please move your body towards the venue and participate in the signing ceremony together.
네, 다시 한번 알려드립니다.
Once again,
앉아 계신 분들께서는
those who are sitting at the round tables, please position your chairs towards the venue
평화미래 건설을 위한
and participate in signing ceremony. Your signatures will become important cornerstones in building the future of peace. If you have any questions, please ask your discussion leaders sitting right next to you. Let us begin the signing ceremony.
오늘 체결한 파트너십을 통해 국내
Through the partnership signed today,
한반도의 평화 통일과
domestic youth and each of organizations will collaborate together to achieve the shared goal of achieving peaceful unification on the Korean Peninsula and also peace on earth.
네, 이어서 이 역사적인 순간을 기념하기 위한 사진
Next, we will have commemorative photo session.
테이블에 앉아 계신 모든 분들은
Those who are sitting on tables,
의자를 돌려
please position yourself and move your chairs towards the venue.
먼저 서명지를 들고 카메라를
First, please raise up
바랍니다.
your partnership agreement and smile brightly towards the camera.
네, 밝게 웃어주시기 바랍니다.
Please smile brightly. Please make bright smile.
네, 촬영하겠습니다.
We'll now take photo.
하나,
1, 2, 3.
다음은 서명지를 내려놓고
Next, please put down the agreement
감사합니다. 오른손 검지 손가락
and raise your index finger of your right hand
하나를 외쳐주시기
and please
바랍니다.
say together, we are one.
하나, 둘, 셋 하면
In
우리는
3,
하나
let us
바랍니다.
say, we are one.
밝고 예쁜 미소로 정면에
Please say with bright smiles and look at the camera in front of you. We'll take a photo. 1, 2, 3. We are one.
네, 감사합니다.
Thank you so much.
기념 촬영을
This concludes commemorative photo session.
네, 행사가 마무리된 것은 아닙니다.
It's not that the event is over yet.
이어서
Now, we'll have a special performance from the Hirak team, meaning joy and delight, demonstrating how beautiful melody exhibits a culture of peace. They'll show the songs that show the yearnings of the youth for peace. There will be two songs that they've composed. The first is titled Light of Peace, and the second is Nation of Peace. They have prepared harmonious tunes that combine the sound of Korea's traditional musical instruments and that of Western to move your heart. Please welcome Hirak team with a warm round of applause.
어두운 밤 지나가고 새로운 아침이 밝아오네. 우리 마음도 태양처럼 타오르네.
슬픔의 시절 지나가고 환희의 내일이 밝아오네. 우리 그날을 바라보며 노래를 부르세.
라라라 평화의 씨앗들이 꽃으로 피어나네.
라라라 평화의 꽃내음이 온 세상을 덮네. 평화의 빛 비추는 아름다운 등불 되어 어둡던 우리 마음을 환하게 밝혀보자. 미움 많던 시절을 다 벗어버리고 우리 다 함께 손을 잡고 평화 세상 이루자. 하늘의 해와 별들이
말없이 빛을 비추듯
우리도 값없는 사랑으로 온 세상을 비춰보자.
평화의 빛 비추는 아름다운 등불 되어 어둡던 우리 마음을 환하게 밝혀보자. 미움 많던 시절 다 벗어버리고 우리 다 함께 손을 잡고 평화 세상 이루자. 우리 다 함께 손을 잡고 평화 세상 이루자. 평화 세상 이루자.
평화의 나라 밝아오네. 어두운 밤 지나고 밝은 빛 새벽이 밝아오네.
웃음소리가 온 땅에 채워지고 만물도 기뻐하네 평화의 나라 펼쳐지네 세계 평화의 꽃들이 피어나고 온 땅이 소리치네 울려 퍼지네
네, 노래를 잘 부르시는 분들이 참 많은 것 같습니다.
I now found out there are so many people who are good at singing. Please give another round of applause to the team Hirak, who gave us great performance.
조화로운 선율이 주는 아름다운
With the harmonious melody,
같은 목표를
the beauty of that,
이루기까지 협력하여
we should
결실을
collaborate together so that we can achieve the same goals and achieve peace in the future. We're now getting close to closing remarks.
평화 통일과
Today,
전파를 위해
what we have contemplated and discussed for peaceful unification of the Korean Peninsula and spreading the culture of peace
것입니다.
will blossom as realistic solutions for peace with the actions of the youth. Already, around the world, there has been a lot of efforts and actions of the youth all around the world in order to implement the DPCW as permanent and sustainable international law. Let us work together and collaborate together with IPYG so that we can spread the culture of peace to all people around the world and introduce the works of peace. Though a single string can be easily cut, but with multiple strings, it could be strong and thick rope. With the participation of every single individual, we can have a great influence over the world for peace. Let all youth create a strong network with the IPYG, and I wish to work together in the future. From now on, we'll have the General Director of IPYG, Young Min Jung, as his closing remarks. Please welcome him with a round of applause.
네, 장시간 모두 수고 많으셨습니다.
Thank you everyone for paying full attention for a long time. Through today's event, I hope that many people were able to discuss how to spread a culture of peace.
여러분께 마지막으로 꼭 한 가지
Lastly, there's one thing that I would like to ask everyone here.
DPCW 10조 30조
The 10 articles and 38 clauses of the DPCW, I'm sure there are some who have heard it before and some who have heard it for the first time. When you were taking pictures,
지지한다라는 또 서명을 해주셨었는데
you have signed your support
평화 통일을 이루기 위해서
showing that you endorse the DPCW. For the reunification of the Korean Peninsula, we believe that the DPCW is critical and we fully enforce it. Article 5, self-determination, and Article 10, spreading a culture of peace, are the key articles that will apply to peaceful unification of the Korean Peninsula.
문화를 전파하기 위한 활동도
What you have discussed today to spread a culture of peace falls under Article 10 of the Declaration. It is not a simply law. It has been proclaimed in the form of a declaration.
HWPL과
However,
IPYG에서
recently,
LP
there is the Legislate Peace Project.
소개하는 책자를 보시면
If you have seen brochures on it that is carried out by HWPL and the IWPG and IPYG, it means to legislate peace.
사상과 생각 가운데
What it means is that we instill the value of peace, something that is natural.
법의 기준으로 세우기도 하지만
We use the law as a standard of life, but without the law, we know that life is valuable. We don't have to think about it twice.
사람의 생각에
Just like this,
평화라는 것은 필요해.
making people
라는 것을
feel
숨길 수 있도록 만들어가는
and know
어떤
that
DPCW가
peace is needed.
필요하다는 표현에
This is what it means to realize the DPCW. Hence, for the peaceful reunification of the Korean Peninsula and to establish global peace,
라는 것을 촉구하고 있는
we have been urging the implementation of the DPCW as international law. I hope that after today's event, you'll read through the articles and take active part in endorsing it. And lastly, what we have discussed are plans. To plan is to put it into practice in the future. It's not a simple plan that we have made for today. So please practice them, put them into action. And when we meet next year, I hope that we will be able to share the good examples and results of the plans that we have established today. Thank you for your participation. Thank you.
네, 폐회사를 해주신 정영민 IP.
Please give a warm round of applause to General Director Young-min Chung for that closing remarks.
우리 모두 평화를
We all should become messengers of peace to achieve peace.
2019 국제 청년
The 2019 International Youth Peace Conference today was a meaningful gathering where youth voluntarily assembled for the peaceful reunification of the Korean Peninsula and spreading a culture of peace. To commemorate today's notable conference, we would like to take a photo together with every participant. Everyone, ladies and gentlemen, please turn your chair to face